One of the biggest lessons I've learned in life is that many of our financial habits are inherited. We don't even realize it, but much of how we handle money is passed down from generation to generation. For many people, this can be the reason they stay stuck in poverty or continue in a cycle of financial struggle. Growing up, I saw how my family and those around us treated money. There was always a scarcity mindset. We were taught to survive, not to invest or plan for a better future. However, wealthy families teach their children differently. They pass on habits of investment, financial control, and wealth building, which only perpetuate their success. It's this imbalance in financial education that contributes to the gap between the rich and the poor. While wealthy families teach their children how to manage, grow, and invest their money, many poor families pass on survival strategies, reinforcing the cycle of poverty. The lack of financial literacy among generations keeps many people from achieving their full potential. I often say that to break out of poverty, you must first change your mindset. Changing what is taught about money within families can make a massive difference in reducing inequality. When I founded Alibaba, my goal wasn't just to build a successful company, it was to empower small businesses to compete on a global stage. And part of that was teaching them to think differently about their resources and how they use them. Just like wealthy families pass on habits of financial growth, I wanted to pass on this knowledge to small entrepreneurs. It was about changing their approach to money and business, helping them build something that would last for generations. The real power lies in breaking free from these inherited habits. It's not easy, but the first step is awareness. Once you realize that the financial teachings you've inherited might be limiting you, you can start making conscious choices to change them. This shift in mindset is what leads to financial freedom. It's not just about what you earn, but how you manage it and pass on that knowledge to the next generation. Ultimately, transforming these inherited habits is about creating a legacy of financial health and independence. It's about empowering the next generation to be smarter, more innovative, and more responsible with their finances. And when you make that change, you not only transform your life, but the lives of everyone who follows. One of the fundamental differences between those who achieve financial success and those who don't is the ability to set clear goals and take personal responsibility. I've seen it time and time again. Wealthy people don't rely on luck. They set specific, measurable financial goals and work tirelessly to achieve them. They don't wait for opportunities to fall into their laps. In contrast, many people who struggle financially believe that their success depends on external factors like fate or luck. But here's the truth. You create your own luck through preparation and discipline. Personal financial responsibility is at the heart of this. No one is going to take care of your finances for you. Whether you succeed or fail financially is in your hands. I always tell people that the path to wealth isn't about working harder for someone else. It's about creating something for yourself. For many, this means starting a business or finding ways to invest their money. The entrepreneurial mindset is key to achieving financial freedom because it forces you to take control of your future. At Alibaba, we didn't succeed by hoping things would go our way. We set ambitious goals from the very beginning, and those goals gave us the direction we needed. Without goals, it's like trying to navigate a ship without a map. You're just drifting, hoping you'll eventually end up somewhere. That's why I always encourage people to write down their financial goals. Whether it's saving a certain amount each month, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund. Goals give you something to aim for. Financial success doesn't just happen. It's the result of deliberate actions, careful planning, and taking full responsibility for your decisions. When you understand that your financial health is in your control, it's empowering. It's not about how much you earn, it's about what you do with what you have. And this is something anyone from any background can apply in their life. Remember, wealth isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. By setting clear goals and taking ownership of your finances, you're choosing to shape your future. And that choice will set you apart from those who rely on luck or external factors to determine their financial fate. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's built brick by brick, day by day, with small wins that accumulate over time. When I started Alibaba, I wasn't focused on making it a global company right away. We celebrated every little milestone, no matter how small it seemed. Each small victory kept us motivated and gave us the momentum we needed to keep pushing forward. Focusing on these daily achievements is what builds the foundation for larger goals. Too often, people get discouraged because they're only looking at the big picture and forget about the small steps that get them there. But the real progress is made in those daily, incremental wins. If you celebrate each small success, you'll stay motivated to continue the journey. Every day you move forward, even just a little, you're getting closer to your larger goals. One of the things I always share with young entrepreneurs is that success is not a straight line. It's a series of small steps, setbacks, and achievements. But it's those small steps that lead to the bigger picture. When you're building a company, or even just working on personal goals, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by how far you still have to go. But if you break it down into daily wins, you'll find that each small accomplishment fuels your progress. Each small win builds your confidence. Confidence isn't something that comes from achieving one big goal. It's built through consistent effort. Each small success reminds you that you're capable, that you're moving in the right direction. And over time, these small wins accumulate into something much bigger than you ever imagined. So don't underestimate the power of small daily wins. They're the foundation of your success. Keep focusing on them, and one day you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Every small step counts, and it's those steps that lead to greatness. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is the importance of avoiding debt. Financial freedom is impossible if you're weighed down by debt. When you owe money, you're not in control of your future. Your debt is. I've seen so many people trapped in a cycle of debt because they couldn't resist the temptation to spend more than they earned. But if you want to improve your financial health, the first rule is simple. Spend less than you make, live within your means, and prioritize saving over unnecessary spending. A key part of this is building an emergency savings fund. Life is unpredictable and emergencies happen. Whether it's a health crisis or an unexpected expense, having a financial cushion can prevent you from falling into debt when life throws you a curveball. At Alibaba, we built our company with careful planning, knowing that we had to be financially prepared for the unexpected. It's the same with personal finances. If you're prepared, you won't need to rely on loans or credit cards when the unexpected happens. Changing your mindset about money is essential. Many people spend extra money on things they don't need, thinking that it's just a small indulgence. But those small indulgences add up, and before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck. To break out of that cycle, you need to shift your focus from spending to saving and investing. Every dollar you save today is a step toward financial freedom tomorrow. One habit I recommend is setting aside 10% to 20% of your income for savings. It might feel difficult at first, but over time, it becomes a powerful tool for building wealth. A savings fund is not just about preparing for emergencies, it's also about giving yourself options. When you have savings, you can invest in opportunities, take risks, and make decisions without the constant fear of financial insecurity. That's where true freedom comes from. Debt holds you back, but financial freedom propels you forward. By avoiding unnecessary debt and prioritizing savings, you gain control over your financial future. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving, knowing that you're free from the chains of debt and able to make decisions that align with your goals and dreams. The first step to success in anything is having the right mindset. When I started Alibaba, I wasn't the most experienced and I wasn't the smartest in the room. But what set me apart was my belief that I could succeed despite the odds. I didn't let failure define me. I let it fuel me. The most successful people are those who understand that their mindset is the foundation of everything they do. If you believe you can achieve something, you're already halfway there. The truth is, success doesn't come from external factors like luck or connections. It comes from within, from the belief that you are responsible for your own destiny. I've failed multiple times in my life, from university exams to job applications, but I never let that stop me. Instead, I used those failures as stepping stones to something greater. Every time I fell, I got back up with more determination. One of the greatest shifts you can make is taking responsibility for your life. Don't blame others. Don't wait for luck to come your way. Realize that your success is entirely in your hands. When you adopt this mindset, you take control of your future. You start making decisions that move you closer to your goals, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. Failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Resilience is key to maintaining the right mindset. The road to success is never easy, and you'll face many obstacles along the way. But each time you face a challenge, you have a choice to give up or to keep going. The people who succeed are those who refuse to quit, who see failure not as a barrier, but as a lesson. The more you embrace this mindset, the more unstoppable you become. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's built over time through persistence and a strong mindset. If you believe in yourself and are willing to work for what you want, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Your mindset is the foundation of everything, and with the right mindset, anything is possible. Innovation is at the core of every successful business. It's not just about creating something new. It's about thinking differently. When I started Alibaba, the internet was still a new concept in China, and many people doubted its potential. But I saw something different. I saw an opportunity to connect small businesses with the global market, to level the playing field. Innovation isn't about technology. It's about vision. It's about seeing opportunities where others see problems. Entrepreneurs who succeed are the ones who innovate, who think beyond what's in front of them. They don't settle for what's already been done. They push the boundaries, constantly looking for new ways to solve problems. At Alibaba, we didn't have the resources or infrastructure of larger companies, but we had innovation on our side. We were willing to experiment, to fail, and to learn from our mistakes. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to innovate get left behind. If you want to stay ahead, you must embrace change and adapt. I often say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. That's the essence of innovation, being willing to change your approach, your thinking, and your strategies when necessary. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond to the world around you. Innovation is also about resilience. It's not just about having a good idea. It's about sticking with it when things get tough. At Alibaba, we faced countless challenges, but we kept pushing forward because we believed in our vision. That's what innovation is about. Not giving up when things don't go as planned, but finding new solutions, new paths forward. At the end of the day, innovation is what drives entrepreneurship. It's what allows you to create something meaningful, something that changes the world. And the best part is, anyone can innovate. You don't need to be a genius or have a lot of money. You just need to think differently, take risks, and be willing to fail and learn. That's how innovation works. and that's how success is built. Opportunities are everywhere, but the truth is, few people actually take advantage of them. Early in my journey, I realized that many are paralyzed by the idea of waiting for the perfect moment. They want all the conditions to be just right before they act. But let me tell you something, the perfect moment doesn't exist. If you have an idea, if you see an opportunity, you must act on it now. Delaying action often means losing the chance altogether. The people who succeed are those who act, even when they don't have all the answers. When I started Alibaba, I had no experience with the internet. I didn't have any connections. And I certainly didn't have much capital. What I did have, though, was initiative. I believed in the power of taking action, even if things weren't perfect. The truth is, the leaders in any field are those who dare to step forward when others hesitate. I've always believed that if you don't move, you can't grow. If I had waited for everything to align perfectly, Alibaba would never have existed. Many people sit on great ideas, but are afraid to take the leap. They wait for the right circumstances, for someone else to validate their plans. But waiting often means missing out. As I always say, if not now, when? If not me, who? Leaders don't wait for permission to act. They create their own opportunities. The first step is always the hardest, but it's the step that sets you apart from the crowd. Action is what transforms ideas into reality. Taking initiative also means accepting the unknown. You won't always have all the information, and you won't always be certain of the outcome. But that's the nature of success. The most successful people are those who can make decisions without being paralyzed by uncertainty. It's not about knowing everything. It's about being willing to try, fail, and learn along the way. Every action brings new insights, and with each step, you grow stronger and more capable. So, the next time you find yourself hesitating, remember, taking initiative is what turns dreams into accomplishments. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It may never come. Take action today, and you'll find that the path will reveal itself as you go. Success favors those who move forward, even when the way is unclear. Entrepreneurship is not just about making money. It's about creating value for society. When I started Alibaba, I wanted to help small businesses reach customers around the world. I believed that by empowering these businesses, we could create jobs, drive innovation, and improve people's lives. Entrepreneurship is about solving problems and contributing to something bigger than yourself. One of the principles we live by at Alibaba is customers first, employees second, shareholders third. Many investors didn't like this, but I didn't care. For me, it was always more important to create a positive impact on society than to focus solely on profits. If you focus on serving people, the success and the money will follow. When your business is built on helping others, it becomes sustainable. Entrepreneurs have the power to change the world. Every business you create, every job you generate, contributes to the economy and society as a whole. That's why I believe entrepreneurship is one of the most important drivers of social progress. It's not just about innovation and technology. It's about making the world a better place for everyone. I always tell young entrepreneurs to think about the long-term impact of their work. If you create something meaningful, something that helps others, your business will have a lasting legacy. That's why at Alibaba, we're committed to using technology to create opportunities for small businesses, to promote inclusion, and to drive social good. At the end of the day, entrepreneurship is about more than just profit. It's about purpose. When you focus on creating value for society, the rewards are far greater than financial success. You're building something that matters, something that will benefit not just you, but future generations. The path to success is never a straight line. I faced many failures before Alibaba became what it is today. But every time I fell, I got back up stronger. I've always believed that resilience is the key to overcoming challenges. Life will throw obstacles your way, but the real test is how you respond. The stronger your resilience, the greater your chances of success. I failed my university entrance exams multiple times. I was rejected from over 30 jobs, including one at KFC. Each of those failures could have been the end of my journey. But instead of giving up, I saw them as opportunities to learn and grow. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It's about using it as a stepping stone to improve. Each setback taught me something valuable, and each time I came back more determined. The truth is, if you're not willing to fail, you'll never succeed. Many people give up after their first rejection or their first big challenge. But I always believed that failure was just a part of the process. It's through failure that we develop the strength and wisdom to achieve greater things. When things get tough, that's when your resilience is tested. And it's those moments that define your future. At Alibaba, we faced countless challenges in our early days. We didn't have money, resources, or connections. But what we did have was the belief that we could succeed if we kept going. Resilience is what kept us moving forward, even when everyone else doubted us. And that's what will keep you moving forward too, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Success is not about never falling. It's about rising every time you fall. The most successful people are not those who have never failed, but those who refuse to give up. So no matter what challenges you face, remember that resilience is the key to turning those obstacles into opportunities. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is the importance of dreaming big. When I first started Alibaba, my vision wasn't small. I wanted to build a company that could compete globally, even though we had almost nothing to start with. People called me crazy. And honestly, maybe I was. But the truth is, every great achievement begins with a big dream. If you don't dream big, you'll never know how far you can go. Dreaming big isn't just about ambition. It's about setting a vision so bold that it pushes you beyond your limits. Many people are afraid to dream big because they're worried about failing. But I always say, the real failure is not trying. Even if your dreams seem impossible, you have to take that first step. A dream without action is just a fantasy. But when you take action, you begin to turn that dream into reality. When we started Alibaba, I didn't have the resources or the expertise to build a global company, but I had the vision, and I was determined to chase it, no matter how difficult it was. Dreaming big gives you the energy and motivation to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough. It gives you the courage to face challenges and the persistence to never give up. It's that vision that carried me and my team through the hardest times. Big dreams attract big challenges, but those challenges are what make the journey worthwhile. Without them, you'll never know how strong you can become or how much you can achieve. Many people think that dreaming big is only for a select few, but I believe that anyone, no matter where they come from, can dream big and achieve great things. It's about believing in yourself, even when others don't. So, never be afraid to dream big. Your dream is the blueprint for your future. It's what will guide you, push you, and inspire you to reach heights you never thought possible. And who knows, one day that big dream might just change the world. Crises are a part of life, both in business and personally. But while many see them as moments of despair, I've always believed that crises bring out the greatest opportunities. When faced with challenges, we're forced to think differently, to innovate in ways we never would have otherwise. In the early days of Alibaba, we faced crisis after crisis, lack of funding, lack of technology, fierce competition. But every time we hit a wall, it pushed us to come up with new solutions and rethink our strategies. That's why I say, Don't fear the crisis, embrace it. One of the most powerful things I learned is that difficult times can be the best times to grow. During a crisis, many people panic, many businesses falter, and many give up. But for those who are able to keep a clear mind and focus on possibilities, a crisis can be a golden opportunity. When the world seems to be falling apart, that's often the best time to create something new. Some of the greatest ideas are born from necessity, and crises create that necessity for change. I've seen this happen time and time again. In moments of difficulty, innovation thrives. When the pressure is on, you're forced to think outside the box, to adapt, and to find new ways to survive. That's how the biggest breakthroughs happen. At Alibaba, we learned to operate in difficult conditions. We didn't have the luxury of waiting for things to get better. We had to find ways to make things better ourselves. And through that process, we became stronger and more innovative. But it's not just about surviving the crisis, it's about thriving in it. Many companies emerge from crises stronger than before because they've been forced to evolve. That's why I always tell my team to view challenges as opportunities for growth. The more difficult the situation, the greater the chance for reinvention. When you face a challenge, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "What can I learn from this?" It's in those moments that you'll find your greatest strength. So, when you encounter a crisis, don't let fear take over. Stay calm, stay focused, and look for the hidden opportunity within the challenge. Every crisis has the potential to push you towards something even greater than you imagine. In today's fast-paced world, everyone seems to be in a rush to succeed. But one of the most important lessons I've learned in business is that real success takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, no matter how hard you work. When I started Alibaba, it took us years to build the platform and even longer to see the kind of success we imagined. But we were patient, and that patience paid off. In the world of business, patience is not just a virtue, it's a necessity. Many young entrepreneurs get frustrated when they don't see immediate results. But if you want to build something sustainable, you have to be willing to take the long view. Building a business is like planting a tree. You water it, you nurture it, and you wait. Sometimes it takes years for the tree to bear fruit, but when it does, the rewards are worth the wait. If you're only focused on short-term gains, you'll miss out on the bigger picture. Patience also gives you the space to learn from your mistakes. No business is without its challenges, and no entrepreneur succeeds without failure. The important thing is to keep moving forward, even when the progress seems slow. At Alibaba, we faced many setbacks in the early days, but we didn't let those setbacks stop us. We learned from each one, adapted, and kept going. Patience allowed us to grow at a steady pace without rushing into decisions that could have harmed the company in the long run. Another key to patience is understanding that success is not linear. There will be ups and downs, times of rapid growth and times of stagnation. The ability to endure the tough times is what sets successful businesses apart. Many give up too early because they don't see immediate results. But those who are patient, who continue to push forward even when things aren't going their way, are the ones who ultimately succeed. In the end, patience is what keeps you grounded. It helps you stay focused on the long-term goals rather than getting distracted by short-term setbacks. If you can embrace patience, you'll find that the path to success is much smoother and the rewards much greater. So keep going, stay patient, and trust the process, because great things take time.
In a recent inspiring talk, Jack Ma captivated his audience with the power of mindset, resilience, and innovation. As one of the most influential entrepreneurs of our time, he shared profound insights on breaking free from inherited habits, setting clear financial goals, and the importance of taking initiative in uncertain times. Jack emphasized how small daily victories can lead to monumental success, and how crises often present the greatest opportunities for growth. His message is clear: success is a journey shaped by persistence, self-discipline, and a willingness to dream big. Throughout the discussion, Jack reminded us that entrepreneurship isn't just about making money. It's about creating lasting value for society. He encouraged listeners to take control of their education, embrace patience in the business world, and most importantly, to act on their ideas without waiting for the perfect moment. His charismatic storytelling and personal experiences resonated deeply, leaving the audience motivated to transform their lives through practical, actionable steps. In one of his most thought-provoking presentations, Jack Ma emphasized how the habits we inherit from our parents can shape our financial mindset, either limiting or empowering us. He shared that many families pass down financial habits without ever questioning their validity, perpetuating cycles of wealth or poverty. Jack Ma, through his own journey, realized that his success came when he challenged the limiting beliefs he inherited about money and business, breaking free from them to carve his own path. Jack Ma often points out the stark contrast between the financial education given to children in wealthy families versus those in lower-income families. He highlights that rich families teach their children about investments, entrepreneurship, and making money work for them. In contrast, poorer families tend to pass on habits that keep them trapped in cycles of financial struggle. According to Jack Ma, this inequality in teachings creates a barrier that must be overcome if we are to reduce financial disparity and create opportunities for everyone. Following Jack Ma's philosophy, breaking free from inherited habits is essential for personal transformation. He frequently discusses how reprogramming these habits is the key to fostering a growth mindset for future generations. Jack Ma himself is a living example of how defying expectations and inherited limitations can lead to tremendous success, as seen in his creation of Alibaba. Just as Jack did, we too can challenge our inherited beliefs and build a legacy of financial prosperity for the next generation. Jack Ma believes that self-awareness is the first step in identifying the limiting habits we inherit from our parents. Often, these habits are so deeply ingrained that we don't even realize they're holding us back. According to Jack Ma, recognizing these limiting beliefs, whether they involve money, relationships, or personal growth, is crucial to breaking free from them. He often speaks about his own upbringing and how challenging the status quo enabled him to think differently and innovate. Breaking free from these habits requires conscious effort and, as Jack Ma emphasizes, the willingness to take risks. He teaches that personal growth comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone, even when it means going against what you were taught. For instance, if you were raised in an environment that discouraged risk-taking, Jack suggests embracing entrepreneurship or learning to invest as a way to shatter those mental barriers. Jack Ma's journey is a testament to how individuals can break free from inherited constraints and create a future defined by their own choices. He consistently shares how overcoming the mental limitations passed down by previous generations was key to his success. The same principle applies to all of us. By identifying and actively working to dismantle these inherited habits, we open doors to new opportunities for success and personal development. A core principle in Jack Ma's teachings is the importance of adopting a growth mindset, an attitude that success and personal development come from learning and evolving rather than staying stuck in fixed habits. He explains that many people remain trapped by the limiting beliefs they learned from their parents, which stifle growth and hinder creativity. Jack encourages everyone to reprogram their brains to think bigger and push boundaries, just as he did when building his empire. In his many speeches, Jack Ma emphasizes that developing a growth mindset is essential for thriving in a fast-changing world. He shares stories of how he had to learn new skills, adapt to failures, and stay open to different ideas, despite the traditional values he grew up with. This mindset of continuous improvement is what allowed him to transform Alibaba from a small startup into one of the world's largest e-commerce platforms. Jack Ma's story serves as inspiration to anyone who feels held back by their upbringing. By fostering a growth mindset, you can break through the limitations imposed by the past and create a future filled with possibilities. Jack's message is clear. Transformation is within reach for anyone willing to change their mindset and approach life's challenges with an attitude of constant learning and adaptation. Jack Ma frequently discusses the significance of emotional intelligence in both personal and professional growth. In his view, while technical skills and knowledge are important, The ability to manage emotions and navigate relationships is what truly sets successful individuals apart. He shares that many limiting habits we inherit, particularly in terms of how we react to stress or conflict, stem from emotional patterns passed down through generations. Jack Ma emphasizes that developing emotional intelligence is key to breaking free from these patterns. By becoming more aware of how you react to situations, whether it's in your career or personal life, you can begin to reprogram your responses. For example, if you grew up in a household where emotional outbursts were common, learning to stay calm and composed in stressful situations can be transformative. According to Jack Ma, emotional intelligence is a skill that anyone can cultivate, and it plays a critical role in leadership. He believes that by mastering your emotions, you not only break free from the constraints of your upbringing, but also unlock greater success in every area of life. His advice is clear. Focus on understanding and improving your emotional responses, and you'll be better equipped to lead, innovate, and grow. One of the most powerful messages Jack Ma shares is the idea that success is not defined by material wealth alone. He consistently challenges traditional views of success, encouraging people to think about the impact they want to have on the world. For Jack Ma, success is about creating value, building strong relationships, and leaving a positive legacy, ideals that often conflict with the narrow definitions of success many of us inherit from our parents. Jack Ma's approach to success involves focusing on long-term goals rather than short-term gains. He advises against measuring your worth by your financial situation alone, and instead encourages people to seek personal fulfillment and growth. By shifting the focus from external validation to internal satisfaction, Jack believes that we can redefine success on our own terms, free from societal or familial pressures. This redefinition of success is a recurring theme in Jack Ma's speeches, and it challenges us to break free from the traditional metrics of success that our parents might have imposed on us. By adopting his holistic approach, we can build a life that not only brings financial security, but also a sense of purpose, happiness, and fulfillment. For Jack Ma, one of the key ingredients to success is taking initiative. He often says that opportunities are everywhere, but very few people are brave enough to seize them. Jack Ma believes that waiting for the perfect moment often leads to missed chances, and that success comes from acting, even when the situation is less than ideal. His own career is filled with examples of times he took action, even when the odds were against him. Jack Ma explains that taking initiative is what sets leaders apart from followers. He notes that many people have great ideas, but only a handful actually act on them. This is where Jack's philosophy shines. He believes in the power of doing, not just thinking. Whether it's starting a business, learning a new skill, or making an important decision, Jack encourages everyone to act now, rather than waiting for the stars to align. Through his own experiences, Jack Ma illustrates how taking initiative can lead to tremendous opportunities. He often shares stories of how Alibaba was born from a simple idea and grew into a global giant because he and his team didn't wait for the perfect conditions. This call to action is a reminder that success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who take initiative. So, Jack Ma has repeatedly emphasized that crises, while challenging, are also opportunities in disguise. He believes that the most successful people are those who can remain calm in the face of adversity and use difficult situations as a catalyst for growth. According to Jack Ma, crises force us to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions that we might not have considered in calmer times. One of Jack Ma's most famous examples is how Alibaba thrived during times of economic uncertainty. Rather than succumbing to fear, he and his team innovated and found new ways to serve their customers, positioning the company for even greater success. Jack Ma teaches that it's during crises that we discover our true potential and develop the resilience necessary to succeed in the long run. This mindset shift is a cornerstone of Jack Ma's philosophy, seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow. His approach teaches us that when faced with hardship, instead of focusing on what's going wrong, we should focus on what we can do differently. Jack's experiences serve as a powerful reminder that embracing crises with optimism and vision can lead to some of the most transformative breakthroughs. Jack Ma has always stressed the importance of patience, particularly when it comes to achieving long-term success. He often reminds his audience that success doesn't happen overnight, and that real, sustainable growth requires time, persistence, and the willingness to endure setbacks. According to Jack, One of the greatest mistakes people make is expecting instant results and giving up too quickly when things don't go as planned. Jack Ma's journey to success was anything but smooth. He experienced multiple failures, rejections, and roadblocks along the way, but his patience allowed him to keep moving forward. He believes that patience not only helps entrepreneurs adapt and learn from their mistakes, but also ensures that they stay focused on their ultimate goals, rather than getting discouraged by temporary setbacks. By embracing patience, as Jack Ma has, we can approach life and business with a long-term perspective. Jack's message is clear. Don't let the pursuit of quick wins derail you from your larger vision. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, and those who cultivate patience will ultimately find themselves better positioned to achieve their dreams. Yao. Now that you've gained these invaluable insights, it's time to take action. Don't just let these lessons stay as thoughts, start applying them to your life today. What small victories can you focus on daily? How can you take initiative and turn your ideas into reality, even when the circumstances aren't perfect? Remember, success is built step by step, and every crisis is a potential opportunity in disguise. Think about what resonated with you the most. Was it the importance of financial discipline, the power of patience, or the need to act now? Whatever it was, commit to putting it into practice. Revisit this video whenever you need a reminder of what's possible when you combine resilience with a strong mindset. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. What part of Jack Ma's wisdom did you find most inspiring? Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and keep learning with us. There's so much more to discover, and we'll continue to bring you the best insights to help you grow. Don't miss the next video, titled 7 Everyday Habits. Keeping you broke, avoid them now. Jack Ma's advice, where we dive even deeper into strategies for success. Stay focused, stay motivated, and keep pushing forward.